Hello there everyone, Sylvan Bart here, and welcome to another movie review. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I'm reviewing another holiday crossover film. And why I'm doing it is the same reason for The Nightmare Before Christmas, which you can look into my review for more. But for now, let's go over a film that didn't do well at the box office, but has gained a following. And it's a DreamWorks movie known as Rise of the Guardians. The movie is based on the book series The Guardians of Childhood by William Joyce, who also directed the short film The Man in the Moon, which was also based on one of the books in the series, which the movie is also based on. Confused? Well, don't be. The boogeyman, named Pitch, is bringing fear and darkness to all the children of the world, and it's up to the Guardians to protect the hopes and beliefs of the children. Santa Claus, aka North, the Tooth Fairy, aka Tooth, the Easter Bunny, aka Bunny, and the Sandman, aka Sandy. But Jack Frost has become a new recruit to the Guardians, but he feels that he doesn't belong with them, and tries to figure out why he's part of the group, while also helping out the Guardians in defeating Pitch. Now from how I viewed it, it was a fun and action-packed event, and its animation and action are quite enjoyable and amazing. The look is pretty well handled with its colors and settings, and many of the fight sequences are quite huge and maybe even intense considering the Guardians are fighting a spirit that brings fear and darkness. And even some moments are good at being fast-paced and getting a laugh once in a while. North driving the sleigh with Bunny and Jack and Sandy, the Guardians helping Tooth get the children's teeth and leaving gifts, Sandy's dreams as being made of sand, and all the nods that each of the Guardians have in terms of their character tropes and how everyone views them. And speaking of characters, there's another thing this film has that's real good. Jack Frost is kind of fun and is like all the other versions, mainly being a mischievous character. But unlike some versions that are the villain turned good, this one has a backstory which is fine with me, but I do wish the other characters had a backstory too. I mean, couldn't North have a backstory? I mean, how many times does Santa Claus have a backstory? Okay, the idea's been done to death. North is really enjoyable, even as a Russian Cossack Santa Claus. Always ready to fight and always has a very cheerful attitude. He could be my favorite character in the film. Bunny is pretty good, being the Easter Bunny from Australia, that is. Tooth is a very different interpretation of the Tooth Fairy, sort of a hummingbird-human hybrid that uses little versions of herself to collect teeth. And she's perfectly fine. Sandy, the Sandman, is exactly what he is, a man made of sand. Golden sand, that is. And though he never talks in the film, he makes signs above his head to communicate. But I'd say he's pretty much fine as well. And then we have Pitch, the boogeyman. Though from what I heard, people are split about this character, in that he's not a strong enough bad guy and is not as scary as the film makes. But I'd say his simple motivation and somewhat creepy vibe to his voice is fair enough. But at the same time, there's not much else to him. So for me, I just let him pass. But all of these characters are voiced by pretty good actors. Chris Pine voices Jack Frost, Alec Baldwin voices North, Jude Law voices Pitch, Eliza Fisher voices Tooth, Hugh Jackman voices Bunny, and Dakota Goyo voices Jamie Bennett. As a whole, this movie is quite fun, action-packed, and has a good message about belief and hope. The characters are fun and enjoyable, the story is well good, and the animation is amazing to look at. Director Peter Ramsey did a real good job at making these legendary characters into something unexpected, and it surprisingly works. And the film's huge action scenes and many nods to the character tropes are what makes it fun and enjoyable to get into, as well as being a good film for the holiday season. So today, this movie we're giving a rating of 3 stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Tune in next Wednesday for Happy Sulli-Days, and have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm Mr. Holiday, and I represent the 7 major I'm Mr. Holiday, and I represent the 7 major seasons. I'm Mr. Holiday, and I represent the 7 major holidays. 4th of July, St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving. And I make sure that everyone has a good and productive Now will you please leave me? Well, I come to bring you good cheer and... Alright? Who cares? I'm happy.